Artificial intelligence is everywhere, and in the HVAC industry, it's evolving rapidly. And there's some changes that are going to be coming that homeowners need to be aware of. And some of those changes are very good, and some of them are not so good. So stay tuned, and I want to share my future predictions on where the HVAC industry is going with artificial intelligence or AI. So artificial intelligence is everywhere, and we can't deny that it's going to be taking over a lot of stuff, a lot of responsibilities and everything. So one thing that AI is going to be changing for homeowners, and it's going to actually make it better for them, is the fact that right now, when you want to search out a HVAC company, you are basically using the Google search or Google Maps or whatever. And then you're just kind of maybe looking at the reviews and seeing a little bit about that too as well. But for the most part, when you need something quick, you're just doing one of those types of searches and seeing whoever's close to you. But with AI, what's going to end up happening is AI is going to be changing that. And a lot of people in the future aren't going to be using Google as much anymore. It's not going to be as powerful as it is today. And it's already starting to change. What's going to happen is most people, and eventually maybe almost all people, will eventually get into doing AI searches for companies. Because what AI is going to do is it's going to be able to scan all the reviews, it's going to be able to scan the reputation, the quality of the company. It's going to be able to scan, the history of the company. It's really going to be able to give you a more precise, in-depth look at the company that you're choosing, which is going to be actually better for you. And it's not going to be easy for companies to get away with just having basic presence online or a very poor reputation, because AI is going to pick up on that. And if a homeowner wants to search for a quality company, AI is going to know not to show them those companies that have a bad reputation. So that's a really, really good thing that'll be coming in the future. So it's gonna push out a lot of bad companies, and it's gonna smarten up a lot of companies as well, because they're gonna be really fearful that their reputation is gonna be tarnished. And that's a really good mentality for people to have when you're in the HVAC industry, or any industry for that matter, because it forces you to be better. So that's the part that's gonna be good about the AI. Now, one of the things that's a little bit of a bad component about the AI is that companies, especially larger companies, are going to incorporate this first. And what that is they're going to be incorporating a lot more chatbots and AI into their infrastructure of their companies. And it's usually going to be starting on the lower tiers, people answering the phones, people doing basic administration work, lead generators, all those types of people. But the big one is customer service. And when you call in for customer service today, when you have a company that has a good customer service team, they are able to answer your questions. They're able to get things done. They're able to empathize and use compassion when they're dealing with you, because let's face it, sometimes you're not going to be happy when you're calling. There might be a reason why. And if you're upset, you want a human touch to be able to feel that empathy. You don't want, a chatbot saying, "Oh, I know how you feel." They don't know how you feel. And chances are, the more angrier you get, only a human is going to pick up on that, not a chatbot. At least not right now, not probably for the next little while. Eventually, that'll change. And I'm only giving a forecast for probably within the next 6 months to year to 2 years. But trust me, after that, AI is going to be incredible. And you're not going to be able to tell the difference, and they will be able to eventually solve your issue and get it done probably faster. But there'll be that, let's say, a learning curve that you're going to have to go through, maybe with the company that you're dealing with, because these companies are going to be experimenting with those chatbots. I've actually heard from a couple customers who they've talked with companies that are using chatbots right now, and some have had a good experience, but I'm hearing people that aren't happy with them at this point. So that just backs up kind of what I'm saying at this point. But like I said, I think in the future, that's going to change and it'll get much better. Okay, so now the bad thing that's happening for homeowners, and this is something that is happening right now. And luckily, If you can tell the difference between what AI images and AI websites are and all that type of stuff, then you'll be able to spot the difference, and you can look deeper to see whether or not those companies are in fact just AI generated. And what I mean by an AI company is that there are people trying to capitalize on this whole AI thing, and they're realizing now that you can come across looking like you're a legitimate professional HVAC company when really you have zero experience in the industry. Maybe they took a little crash course of how you can, make money with the HVAC industry using AI. And what they taught them was design a website with AI, get all your images, and they'll put all your images, they'll put fake technicians working, they'll give you fake reviews, they'll give you all of this stuff for your website. And all you need to do is sell over the phone or whatever, and basically contact some local contractors to subcontract for you and do the work and pocket the money. Well, the thing is, what happens with that is those companies will succeed for the first little while, maybe year, 2 years, probably, I don't think too much longer than that, if they even make it that far. Because what happens is they take all this business, they sell cheap, and they take all this business, but they don't have the infrastructure to continue to grow. They're using subcontractors, and that usually means a lot of poor quality work. And those subcontractors, they're just dealing with some guy that doesn't know what he's doing. So they just do what they want to do. And when the time comes, when, let's say the shit hits the fan, they just walk away. So now that contractor who built this business is scrambling to try and fix all the problems and whatnot. And usually what will happen is they'll just say, okay, well, time to close our doors. And maybe they'll open up another one 24 hours later because they can do it so quickly. So that's one of the big problems that I see happening right now is the rise of AI HVAC companies. What you really, really want to do is always find a company that's local, that has a location, that has technicians working for them, in-house, like service technicians. It's very, very important to have a service team that company has, because once again, when those heat wave hits or those cold temperatures hit, you want to be taken care of. And a lot of these companies that have some subcontractors, they sometimes don't even have any service guys. They're relying on their installers to go back and fix it. And most of the installers don't have service experience. They just know how to install. So this is another problem that happens. At the end of the day, what you end up getting is poor comfort, sometimes a poor system, the wrong system, a cheap system, incorrectly installed. And it just leads to you not being comfortable. Maybe you have cold and hot spots all through the house. Maybe the system keeps breaking down and you have to keep calling service technicians to fix it down the road because this AI company has gone out of business or they can't be reliable enough to go back and fix it. So I can go on and on about that type of stuff from my experience in the service industry. It's not worth it. If you are the type that want a good quality installation, but you don't want to have headaches down the road, you got to spend a little bit extra money. Don't get these AI companies just because they're $500 or $1,000 less than everybody else doing this work for you, because you're going to regret it down the road. Anyways, I'm JC, the HVAC veteran. And if you have any questions about this or anything else, you can reach out to me at jc@thehvacveteran.com. And if you're in my service area, as always, go ahead and reach out. And don't forget to click the subscribe button and like this video if you got any value out of it. Until the next time, I'll see you in my next video.